Lads, welcome back to St Town TV. 1-1 with Hitchin today. What do you make of the performance and the result in the end, Zema?
Hitchin's there! Drive at him, Lenchy! Come on, at him!
Without putting too many punches, I think first of all, a point's a point. You know what I mean? We haven't played that well, so to come away with a point probably shows how far we have come. But as a manager, you know, we have told them that the performance levels today probably weren't acceptable, especially where we have come in the last 2 or 3 months. So, point on the board, I'll take that all day long. It's just moving through the next 3 games. You know, we've got 3 tough games coming up. If we take that same performance level into those games, then we might, you know, give ourselves a problem. So we just sort of had to let them know, you know, don't drop your standards, don't think it's acceptable to come off the pitch like that, especially moving into Tuesday's game.
Yeah, I mean, we were stood in the tower watching that, and we quickly came to the conclusion that it was an unfamiliar performance, and you know, we were sort of 12 minutes, 15 minutes into the game, and we've not made any notes of what's gone on because there just wasn't anything going on. It was a bit of a mediocre sort of match in general, and from that point of view, what did you think, Nathan?
I think Z's probably covered it. I think you look at most of the game, I think the system was different. Probably first time this year we've probably come up against a team that played that system. I think that complements them well. I think, you know, today our fullbacks to the outlet, we didn't utilise it. I don't think it was bright enough being the home team getting on the ball. I think if you wanted to break them down and get the ball moved, we had to get the ball in play sharp. We had to be a bit more bright. We had to be a bit more braver. And I think we let them get into shape, which just caused us to go long, which is not how we like to play. It's not how we set ourselves up for. And then we just made the game over 90-95 minutes difficult because they kept themselves in the game by getting the joy. And when we got it, the ball retention for our standards was nowhere near the levels it should be. So it made it a contest in their favour where we're defending for the majority of 90-95 minutes. But as he rightly said, you know, we are very disappointed. We've made that, you know, they're under no illusions, but the performance levels. But a point against not a bad side. You know, they were the real deal at the start of the season. It's a good point based on the performance, and that's the only thing I'm saying. It's the good point based on the performance, but not what we're acceptable with.
Yeah, it was a game lacking sort of any sort of quality throughout, but there were 2 individual moments of great quality and the best quality in the game, in my opinion. Firstly, Jay's goal, he's taken that really, really well. I thought he'd taken it a touch too far, and I was just sort of praying for him to hit the trigger and you know, and pelt that shot away, but he did it in the end, and he placed it well and beat the keeper well. And likewise, Nathan, you made a cracking save at the end there that secured that point. So you know, we still created other chances. So Matty Nolan's probably kicking himself this evening because he had some glorious chances to really put this game to bed for us. But that's how it goes sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, like I say, Knowles, what he does well, you know, he's getting a bit older. Do you know what I mean? We know what Noel's strengths are, but what he does pick up good positions. And like you said, I think there's two flashing across the box there, one in each half. Where I think he probably, looking back at it, probably feel like he could have probably just, really maybe thrown his body at the ball or just, react a little bit sharper. And then, like you say, he is kicking himself. I've given it to him. The pitch today was a little bit dry. It's no slight on anybody, because obviously, who knew it was going to be this warm this weekend? Not me. And I think that probably didn't help him, especially in the form that he is in. And yeah, like you said, and like JD, he's due a goal. He's sort of been in and out, depending on the shape that we play home and away. And I did say to him, you are due a goal. You've played two on the bounce now, and like you said, the one bit of quality that we did show in the game, we scored. The second bit of quality, there was a good little move when Jake Willis then flashed that one, and Knowles just couldn't quite get his toe around the end of it. Was the other bit of quality. But like you said, you just said to Nathan there, he's had to make a couple of good saves, and that's how you judge a game. Their keeper's sitting on their goal line. He's not had nothing to do. Their centre half, not a lot to do. I'm looking at us defending that box there. He's had to pull off a couple of saves. A few things are flashing across our box where I've got my heart in my mouth. I'm thinking, it's not going to be our day today. But listen, like he rightly said, based on the performance, which isn't acceptable, it is a good point.
Absolutely, and like you said, we have created chances today. It's just not, for one reason or another, we're not quite been on our game today, and a point's a good result on that point. So we're moving ahead into cup final territory, a two-legged final, which is got to be pretty unusual at this level of football to be considering a game over two legs, but it's a nice challenge for you guys, and another long coach trip on Tuesday night down to Devon.
Yeah, it's a long journey. We'll prepare right, we'll leave at the right time, so the lads have got the right preparation into them. Luckily we've got the experience side of it, that we played in the same competition and won it last year, and had a probably similar far journey to cope with first. I think it's just, we've got to go there with the right mental attitude. The performance level has to be greater than it is today, because it is going to be, no disrespect to them, their cup final like it is ours. I think they're going to have that little bit more between their teeth, being the nature of what you can win. And our job is to go there, making sure when we come back home that there's all to play for, and we're in control of it. I think that's the biggest message. We want to come out of there either winning the game or at very least level. So we'll set a game plan. We'll have a discussion through the week to see how we're going to set up. But as I said, it's more important when we get back here at St Neots that we're ready to take the trophy that we're fighting for.
Fitness-wise for the squad, how are we looking? Are all plans going in place well, or are we going to have to make adjustments Tuesday night?
There's only one, Dave Deeney's the one that's got a knock. He ain't that far, he's sort of come in and said today, if you want me to play, I probably can get through it. But, for us as managers, I've personally been there before where you're sort of playing players that ain't quite right, and A, they don't give you what you need on the pitch, and B, they carry that into the next game. So if Dave's right, maybe a feature in the squad, but he's the only one that we've got half an hour. Other than that, everyone's fit, everyone's raring to go, and like you say, looking forward to that cup game. And that's why we have to tell the lads, it's not acceptable, the performance, because we can't let them feel it's acceptable to then roll it into the next game. It's a massive game on Tuesday. It's a cup final. You don't play in that many. It doesn't matter what level you play or even the relevance of the cup. It's a cup final. You don't get to play in that many during the course of your career, whatever level you play. And we hope for a response. That's the word we used. We're sitting there. To me, it feels like a defeat, if I'm totally honest with you. So now I want to see a response from the players on Tuesday night with what we've got to endure in terms of the journey. The one thing I will probably put in the lads' minds is our performance probably reflected that we have had to do some big journeys, over the course of the last 2 weeks. So that's also something. So we'll look at everything. We don't just sort of point fingers. We'll look at the whole, the whole situation, and maybe that sort of, just sapped it out. It was a tough game last Saturday. We had Redditch back to back during the week, and they've been, it's been a long 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll freshen it up like we normally do, get some fresh legs out there, and like I say, hope for a better performance.
Excellent. Well done, lads. Good luck Tuesday night.
Cheers.
Thank you.